Okay, so I did this video specifically about this energy efficient home that I was listing. And as I was creating this video, I thought, you know what, this is probably something that other people would find interesting, because there's a lot of people out there who are interested in energy efficient homes and don't really know what that means or how to build a home differently to make it energy efficient, right? So as I was making this, I was like, I think that my YouTube channel might like this, because so many builders, they're just throwing up homes as fast as they can. No fault to them. This is just their business model, is build as fast as you can. And it's more expensive to build an energy efficient home. Like having a slab-on-grade foundation is more expensive. Doing spray foam attic insulation is more expensive, and triple pane windows are for sure more expensive. However, this is how we built our home, and I can tell you firsthand, it is so much more comfortable to live in a home like this. We just do not have all of the like drafts throughout the house. The home like holds its temperature super duper well. So a couple of weeks ago when it was like 115 degrees or whatever crazy heat it got to here, which is so unusual for the Northwest, our house was not working that hard. Like our AC was not working that hard to keep it cool. And I really think it's because the attic space wasn't getting so hot, and also the slab was cold because we had like a radiant in-floor heating system. And so with that being off, and just having the concrete underfoot, we also don't have like a flooring on the main floor. We just finished the slab for the concrete. It stayed really cool and we didn't have any issues. And I had friends who, like, the coolest their house would get to was like 90 degrees inside. So I think it just depends on what your priorities are. A lot of people do not care about having an energy efficient home. They just want to have a pretty house and they want it to be usable, and they like the idea of like what the spaces look like or the flow of the house. But hey, if you are thinking about building and you think that this sounds good and you might be interested in building a more efficient home, it's also more affordable. Like the cost of heat and cool is going to be less month to month. Just shoot me a message if you want to know more about it. I always volunteer my husband to talk about these things with my clients, because these ideas were kind of all his brainchild with my parents' home building company and introducing slab-on-grade and attic spray foam and the triple pane windows. And they really did achieve the status as the most energy efficient builder in the Northwest. A lot of the things that they were doing, other builders just simply are not doing around here, even the ones who are touting themselves as being green homes and energy efficient homes. All right, let me know if you have any questions. I hope you guys all have an awesome day. Bye. Hi there, my name is Leslie Simpson. I am the listing agent for this home, and I just wanted to quickly go over some of the energy efficiency features of this home, because it's just kind of hard to explain it all on paper. Being an energy efficient home, this home is less expensive to heat, cool, and maintain, and it's also more comfortable on a daily basis. There are three components that make this home more energy efficient than other properties. The first is the slab-on-grade foundation, the second is the spray foam attic insulation, and third is the triple pane windows. Some people hear slab-on-grade foundation and they just think that the builder is throwing concrete down on the ground and putting a house on it. And I just wanted to reassure you that that's not how it works. The slab-on-grade foundation is done, it's basically like a crawl space foundation system that's then filled with crushed rock, a layer of insulative foam, and then 4 inches of concrete. So they pour the perimeter for the foundation. There's still all of the footings, all the reinforcement that you need. Then they fill it with the crushed rock, and then it's a layer of thick foam, and then the 4 inches of concrete. So all of the plumbing is encapsulated within this very solid structure of the foundation. And really why this is helpful to you as a homeowner is that you are eliminating all of the pest intrusion in the crawl space. Having a crawl space, with stagnant air down there or standing water, it does affect the air quality in the home. So having slab-on-grade, it really does improve the air quality within the home. And also, you don't have the leakage that you typically have through your crawl space. An added benefit is also that you have an entire level fewer of like the floorboards squeaking, essentially. So you don't have to worry about walking around downstairs and hitting the little creaks and pops that you sometimes do when you have the typical floor truss system. Also, with the spray foam attic insulation, kind of the same concept as the slab-on-grade foundation, is that you're not going to have as many points of entry. So by eliminating all those little cracks and crevices that pests can get in, you're not going to have the same problems that you might with having rodents up there or getting birds in your attic. You'll also notice, compared to homes that don't have spray foam attic insulation, if you look along the roof of homes that don't have attic spray foam, you'll see all of those vents in the roof of the home. And when you have spray foam, you don't need all that venting because you don't need the air circulation because it's a conditioned space. So by doing that, you're eliminating all of these points of potential water intrusion, so it ends up being a more controlled climate up there. In regards to triple pane windows, this one is pretty obvious. Having that extra pane of glass in your window system, it just helps to reduce the transfer of cold air into the home or hot air out of the home. And it also is a great noise barrier. So just something to consider as you are walking through this house. These are kind of the things that you can't see but are definitely improving the way that it feels to live in this home. Oh, another benefit of having the slab-on-grade foundation is that it keeps the home lower, closer to the grade of the lot itself. So when you have a crawl-space foundation, you need at least 18 inches of clearance underneath the house. And when you have slab-on-grade, you don't need that. So your house will sit lower, meaning your driveway isn't going to be as steep and you won't have as many steps down into the garage or to the back patio. One more benefit of the slab-on-grade foundation is that it's waterproof. So if you have a leak on your first floor or your second floor, it is not going to compromise all of that subfloor, like if you had a typical crawl space with the subfloor over the trusses. So I have had clients in the past who, unfortunately, they've had like a toilet back up on the first floor and they have sewage coming out onto their flooring and it's horrible. But the perk was that it's super easy to sanitize a concrete floor versus having to rip out all of your subfloor and kind of start from scratch. Spray foam attic insulation fills all of the gaps and cracks in your attic space. So typically when they use like a blow-in fiberglass, they will do like 18 inches of the blown in your attic space, right? But when you're doing spray foam, it actually adheres to the sheathing of the roof itself and it's creating a conditioned space. So if you think about how you are heating or cooling air and you're running it through ducting in your attic space, like let's pretend it's the middle of winter and your attic is super cold and now the warm air that your furnace is creating and blowing through the ducting in the attic space is being cooled by going through that cooler air before going into the home. So it actually is more efficient because your attic is not going to have such giant fluctuations in temperature.